you want to get into modelers like the Quad Cortex and also don't want to give up your real amp sound, or maybe you have a cab that, you know, and you just want to keep your cab. Well, this video is for you. If you're in that situation, you've probably come across something like the Orange Pedal Baby 100. And honestly, I've had the Pedal Baby 100 for, geez, I want to say like 3 years now or something like that. And it was such an important piece of bridging the gap between modeling and real amps. See, so what we have here, I've got my Ibanez, and now what's going on is I have my modeler plugged directly into the front of the Orange Pedal Baby 100 into my lovely, lovely orange cab. This is that cab to me that when I found this, I was like, oh, I love this sound. I love the sound of orange cabs. Even like putting, to me, any amp head through an orange cab sounds great. In this case, this one does have vintage 30s in it, so it's pretty standard. Now check this out. This is how I have the Quad Cortex set up, and you're gonna see it on the screen now. Here is my lovely Quad Cortex rig. In this case, what I'm doing right now is I'm kind of bypassing the wireless and I'm bypassing the wah just for this video. However, I am using the Quad and I have the MIDI captain set up to be able to change my settings right now. So all you have to do in this case to make your modeler, to like get the best performance out of this type of rig, the modeler into the Pedal Baby into a cab, is this. You just have to go over to your setting, whatever it might be, and you take the cab emulation block, right, your little IR block, and you just turn it off. I guess I should show you what it sounds like before and after and why you have to do that. So let me show you really quick. I'll show you on channel 1 first. If I have the cab on, right? So you do need to turn your cab blocks off on your modeler. Doesn't matter what modeler you use. This type of rig, you do not need speaker cab emulation because you are running through a real power amp into a real cab, into a real mic, presumably. That's the thing. The cab emulation, what it does, whether it's an IR or whatever, it emulates basically your cab and the microphone you're using. So the cab, speakers, microphone, that's all emulated in that one block. So we need to turn that off because it's kind of like you're running a cab and a microphone into another cab and microphone. So you'll get this kind of sound. And if I kick over to the higher gain stuff, honestly, it just kind of sounds like you have a wet blanket on top of your tone, and this will not be the best performance. Now, it does kind of sound like a crappy, like kind of Line 6 Spider thing, right? This totally sounds like a... It literally sounds like a Line 6 Spider. That's so funny. Let's jump over to the modeler to see what we have to do, okay? Check this out. So all we gotta do is we go to our cab blocks, right? Turn that off, boom, right? And then I'm gonna go over to this channel, go to my cab block, turn that one off. Same thing with this one, turn it off. So now, all the channels don't have the cab block on. So now you're gonna get the best performance out of this rig. Check it out on the guitar cam. Now, I know what you're thinking. Right out of the gate, you're like, ah, that's kind of like meh, right? This is a rather dry signal. I have the reverb and I have the amp. So we go over to the Pedal Baby, and if you see here, the knobs, we have volume, we have a treble, and we have a bass. Now what happens is, these knobs are basically at 0 when they're in the middle. And so what you kind of do is you add and subtract treble and bass. At least that's how I work it. So I dial in my tone with these set to the middle, so then whenever I go anywhere, right, assuming that I'm bringing the Orange Pedal Baby and they have a cab there, based on the room and based on the amp, I don't have to change the setting in the quad Cortex, I can just adjust and tweak the bass and treble on the pedal baby, which is awesome. So let's see, in this case, we're definitely a little hot, so I'm gonna add a little bit more bass. I really hope this is coming through. And I'm actually gonna take out a little bit of treble. And this is typically where I kind of keep it in most rooms. Instantly, it is a way better tone. Way thicker, and we didn't have to do anything to our modeler now, which is pretty cool. So already it's way better. I could probably even do more, honestly. The type of tone I'm going for. Pretty cool, I dig it. But now here's the kicker, ready? We're definitely gonna wanna leave it somewhere around there. Because now, when we kick to the high gain tones, this is where my personal rig really shines. So check this out. See what I mean? You could definitely beef it up now, because this is a 5150 setting, so I definitely get a bit of that like. I also accidentally had it still in single coil setting, so let's bring it to the actual full humbucker. I totally fell apart there at the end, but you get the general idea, right? It is just huge, and now we add some delay in. In this situation, when it is set up like this, it just responds so well. And the cool thing is, personally, I have found that no matter what level of modeler you buy in this situation, they all sound good in this type of rig, right? Where you're just treating the modeler as the preamp, you're letting the pedal baby do the work as a power amp, and you're letting the cab do its job as a cab, and you're letting the mic do its job as a microphone. So if you're the kind of guy that wants to bring your modeler and you don't want to give up the real cab sound, and you really badly, like, you want to be able to be super versatile, like if you show up to a venue that has a cab, you can just plug this in. It is an awesome option. Cool thing is also, I think there's like a rack fixture that you can hook the pedal baby. If you're the kind of guy that wants a rack unit, you can put that in there as well. That's pretty cool. So you could put your orange pedal baby in your rack unit, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, and it really is as simple as that. I think this rig honestly speaks for itself. And if you want to pick this all up for your own, I will leave a link below to our friends at Sweetwater. and it is no extra cost to you. I will have all this gear on there, and it's no extra cost to you, and it does help support the channel if you buy from those links. So thank you so much in advance. And if you want to see more Quad Cortex, Line 6 Helix, all sorts of modeler stuff, definitely click one of these videos right here.